Hey guys, it's Maxi here and welcome to episode 37 of the Evolution Will Be Televised, our TEW save, way back in 2003 with the WWE. You join us just after our UK pay-per-view Insurrection, and now we're heading on to Vengeance. I went ahead and watched a pay-per-view from around about this time, just to get a general idea of where our WWE storylines were going. Of course, as I said previously, I didn't watch WWE over this kind of time span, 2003-2004. Didn't realise this is when they started doing individual pay-per-views, so just to confirm, I'm going to stick to co-branded pay-per-views. I don't feel there's quite the depth there to go a Raw pay-per-view and a SmackDown pay-per-view, because looking at some of the cards WWE were popping up, I mean, it went on to the next video that I was watching on the network, and it turned out to be Tajiri and Rhino against Garrison Cade and Jonathan Coachman, so it's not quite a pay-per-view type match, if I'm being perfectly honest. Something that I'd expect on Raw 100%, but not on pay-per-view. So we're sticking with dual branded pay-per-views, which is good. That'll give us a 6-week build to Vengeance, where hopefully we can get the best of Raw and SmackDown. So as always, before we jump into the actual episode, cheers for watching, it's much appreciated. Let us know how you're feeling about the wrestling world in general. We've got a lot of things coming up, especially with the WWE. If I'm right in saying this weekend, it should be the Superstar Showdown. This is one of these videos that isn't taped in advance, so I should know that that's coming up. So you've got that. Evolution obviously coming up at the end of October, and Crown Jewel as well. And after that you get TakeOver and Survivor Series, so quite a stacked month, and that's just WWE. Your various independent promotions will no doubt have good shows. I don't have a clue what New Japan I've got on right now. And of course, Impact apparently are doing really good things as well, which I catch up every so often on the old YouTube. But yeah, it's much appreciated. Any comments on that? Your own TW says how you're getting on, how you're finding the game, as we're quite far into its lifespans. What kind of mods are you using? And as always, any likes, thumbs up, subscriptions, all that jazz, much appreciated. Remember, these videos will always drop live on a Thursday with the WWE pay-per-views in 2021, heading into 2022. I can confirm it is booked into 2022 now. We'll always go live on a Sunday. I feel like Football Manager, that stuff will probably drop most other days. New games coming out, so there'll be quite a bit of content popping up at the channel at random times before we decide, inevitably, what way we're going to go with the channel regards to that. But the TW stuff, if you're here for that, which I think more people are, will always be the same schedule, the same saves for now. I am looking to play a couple of things offline, because it's been a while since I've played some TW offline, so I'll just get a wee save I've started, see if that amounts to anything. I might tweet about it. You know my Twitter handle, at 21Maxwell. But of course, we're here for the Evolution Will Be Televised. So the way I started this show is with Evolution in the ring with Triple H leading the bragging rights, that he's still the champ, etc. Obviously didn't defend the belt, but I'm just saying it's cool. It's just another week, more money in my pocket. But Bischoff has said this week he's interrupted Evolution. All 3 members of Evolution are going to be matches tonight. Should any of their opponents defeat them, this will mean they will become a challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship at Vengeance. So we're going to go a bit of a longer term program here. Something that I've not got the storylines put in this week because I just want to make sure it doesn't spoil it across the show. But these will build in from next week in terms of in the actual game. What we actually see will be the beginning of them. So it means we're going to have Ric Flair in a match, we're going to have Batista in a match, we're going to have Randy Orton in a match. And the segment was great. A-Star 99, a lot of guys working well there. Show off to a strong start, crowd hotter. Only Randy Orton not really coming out of it. $1 million. He was the first one in action, and he took on Kevin Nash. And it was about that had great heat and good wrestling, and it saw Kevin Nash defeat Randy Orton in 7:45 by pinfall with a jackknife powerbomb. A B-76 is not too bad. When you look into the consideration, we're still building Randy up. There was a massive lack of psychology here, which is a bit disappointing from Kevin Nash. But I got the match at crowd hotter. I'd say it's a decent performance from Randy. We're slowly getting him into the 70s. Now going to try and push him into the 80s. Progresses a storyline with Kevin Nash in as well, so that's always good. But yeah, so far we're going to have Triple H versus Kevin Nash at Vengeance. Decent opener. Next up, we had a decent matchup that saw Rhino defeat Chief Morley in 8 minutes and 32. with a goer, B78, another injury. This time it is a dislocated shoulder for Chief Morley. Good performance there. IC champion gets a good win, gaining some more momentum. After this, we have a bikini contest as always to get our quota of attractive females on the show. Jonathan Coachman has left the company. I just decided there was no point in renewing his contract, so Al Snow is on this duty. And Trish Stratus wins against Stacey Keebler, Jacqueline, and Ivory. Trish picks up the win. She's obviously delighted, but it's Daphne who runs in and attacks her, and she beats Trish down to the mat. So that's the programme we're going to go with. We're going to give Daphne an opportunity against Trish, the Scream Queen against, as I say, Stratusfaction, and hopefully a good solid women's programme going forward. We then had an extremely short match that saw Mark Henry defeat the Hurricane in 4:56 by pinfall. Simple, not I would say a squash match, but just showing the size difference between the two men. A C62 gave Mark Henry an impressive victory and a couple of skill improvements, which is good, especially in a storytelling match. After the match, the Hurricane's obviously coming backstage. He's hurt and he's getting laughed at by The Rock. The Rock's just calling him the usual suspect stuff they had back at that time, the Rock Jabroni, the Hamburglar, all that kind of stuff. Just properly, just slagging off the Hurricane, and then it just slaps him, and Hurricane falls down. So B79, where we're going with this one. Gonna have a wee mini Rock versus Hurricane program. So, despite his injury, we'll see how severe it is. Chief Morley is with Rico, and they're having a little bit of discussion here about future plans. Could possibly mean something. It could be a storyline, let's be honest, that could be completely scrapped, depending on Chief Morley's injury. But yeah, just a little bit of discussion between Rico and Chief Morley in a D+51. Next up, we had About the Had great wrestling and good heat. Saw Christian get the win over Chris Jericho in 13:53 by pinfall with the Unprettier. But this time, it was Sean O'Haire who ran in and attacked Chris Jericho, giving Christian the win. So another quick match between these two. Another lackey, you could say, for Christian in this B77. You're probably wondering why Sean O'Haire helping Christian. Where's Christopher Nowinski? Christopher Nowinski was another person who suffered an injury, broken metatarsal on Heat. So he's out for a month, and I thought I wouldn't put Sean O'Haire as a lackey. I would more put him as a bodyguard, as a proper monster. And I think putting him in here with Jericho can certainly help him in terms of in-ring performance, and Christian hopefully help Mike's skills. So I'm hoping we could put a wee combination and potentially a future stable led by Christian. Interesting. So after the matchup, we'll just get Jericho getting the crap beat out by Christian and O'Haire, getting a bit of heat for overness. That's a C+68. Happy with that. We'll then move on to Shawn Michaels picking up his chances to get in the world title match against Batista. Just saying, it's been so many years since he's become champion and one that, in a proper run. It feels like his run last time wasn't great, so he wants a proper run as champion, and he feels better than ever. And it was a superb matchup. Shawn Michaels defeats Batista in 14:52 with Sweet Chin Music. B+83, brilliant. The reason, as I say, I went with these two, I just feel like it was a great opportunity to help Batista get a bit of overness, a bit of skill improvement as well with somebody like Shawn Michaels. So that's good to see. No improvements, unfortunately. Lack of heartlessness is storyline, but again, it's just making sure that Shawn Michaels now win that match. So Triple H versus Kevin Nash versus Shawn Michaels. Triple H tries to attack Goldberg before his match up against Ric Flair, but he ends up getting beaten up by Goldberg, so that's an A-star 100. It's Triple H fearing Goldberg. And our main event match, fantastic heat, great wrestling, and we saw Bill Goldberg decimate Ric Flair by winning in 10:20 with the jackhammer. A B-75, obviously, limited match, 10 minutes. Not a real storyline behind it in terms of in-game, but match suffered because of not a lot of selling, that's fair enough. Goldberg with 91, Ric Flair with 71. No skill improvements. You can see there Short match, lack of selling, declining physical ability on Ric Flair, stamina for Ric Flair. We end the show. Bischoff confirms it is announced at Vengeance we shall see a fatal 4-way match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H will defend it against Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels, and Bill Goldberg. So a lot of this event was pretty much to build up for Vengeance, but a good start, and it gives us 6 weeks to get proper heat there. In 82, we finished the show with a very good B+86, which increases our popularity in 20 regions. So, we're going to jump back to the main screen because our injury crisis is really, really bad, and hopefully we don't have to call more people up that aren't ready in terms of wilderness, or we are screwed. So let's have a look here. Hurt badly, and I'll sideline him as well, so let's have a look. Wrong button. Bischoff signs his new contract. He's here for another 6 months. Good. We're looking to renew Charlie Hassey's and bring in Kid Cash for a bit more depth on SmackDown. Drug test was 5,000. Rico was unhappy. 24.42. It's fine. So, moment of truth time. Chief Morley, 26 days, 41 days it is, sorry, for the broken metatarsal of Christopher Nowinski. Austin's back in 2 days. Well, he can work fine in 2 days' time, so that's good to see. We're starting our 6 months for Hardcore Holly and our 2 months and 2 weeks for Lita. And obviously, the rehab people have still a good wee while away. Jeff Hardy, RVD, and Spanky. So, another plan. Pretty much done there. Well, not necessarily. I could work a programme around about it and then have Morley return. I think we'll go with that. But I won't put too much into it at the moment because I think I don't want to say too much, but I've got an idea of where I want to go. And I can cover that for a few weeks, so that's fine. So yeah, that was our portion of Monday Night Raw. We'll be back in 2 seconds with SmackDown. So here we are with the SmackDown portion of our show today, and again, like Raw, we are going to be building up to Vengeance, so a lot of storylines are getting started and put in motion in this particular episode, which is held in Richmond, Virginia, in the Richmond Coliseum, 13,553 in attendance. We start off with a promo, and it is just getting a bigger introduction to the John Bradshaw Layfield character. Cut a promo, bragging about his money, how he's done on the New York Exchange, and properly just mugging off the crowd. So a B-72 gets the show off to a strong start and gets the crowd hotter. He's an opening contest, which is a decent match. He defeats Tajiri in 6-10. Simple matchup, gets him over as a heel. C64. Not really a lot to explain, honestly. It was just to say opening bout, again gaining some momentum to someone we're looking to push going forward. We then have John Cena come down to the ring. He's going to do colour commentary for our next matchup today, which is a B-77. And that match was extremely short. Chris Benoit defeated B-Square in 4:56 with the Crippler Crossface. Matchup here, which is basically going to start our new feud, which is going to be Benoit and Cena. So Benoit gets the win over one of Cena's lackeys, you could say, with the B-71. And yeah, overall good match. Storytelling, again, giving Benoit some momentum. And then after the matchup, Bossman tries to get in on the act, but Benoit beats the crap out of him and sends him flying as well. So a C63, pretty decent there. Continues on that particular storyline, gets the crowd hotter, and Benoit's performance was good. Then have some tag team action. It was a decent matchup. We saw Los Guerreros defeat Johnny Stamboli and Nunzio in 10-12 when Eddie Guerrero defeated Nunzio with a frog splash. U-72 is okay, again gaining some momentum for the babyface team here. Eddie Guerrero head and shoulders above everyone else. Few negatives though, Johnny Stamboli off his game, Eddie Guerrero suffering a wrist contusion, so hopefully that's not going to be out for too long, but it might be a year of a niggling injury. But again, just giving Eddie something to do in the short term, and he gains a skill as well. So overall, not horrible. Bit of a little confrontation between former tag partners. Chuck Palm was walking by with Nunzio and Johnny Stamboli, and they encounter his old friend, Billy Gunn, who's of course back from injury. And that's a C-55 angle. Our next matchup was great heat and good wrestling. It saw Hulk Hogan defeat Shelton Benjamin in 8:29 with the atomic leg drop. A match again, guessed it, gaining some momentum for the Hulkster, so a B-72 there. Similar performances, obviously Hogan will have the benefit of overness, but Shelton Benjamin will be the better athlete, and a few negatives there, as you can imagine, for the Hulkster. Overall, still pretty happy, decent. He actually sold in this match, which is strange. And after the matchup, Charlie Haas decides to jump in, help his tag partner, and Team Angle decide to beat down Hulk Hogan. So a great occasion for them, a great A90 segment, which will hopefully give them a wee overness boost. And yeah, hoping to do something between Hogan and possibly Team Angle. Usual bikini contest, Sable defeats Tori Wilson, getting an attractive female quota and a C+69. Apologies, but it has to be done. And then we have Rey Mysterio and Billy Gunn together, and they're going to be teaming, and it's really just Rey Mysterio thanking Billy Gunn for coming across and being his tag partner tonight. So C+69, Rey Mysterio came across well. Match itself was decent, and Billy Gunn and Mysterio defeat Mattitude version 1, and Billy Gunn defeats Shannon Moore in 8:34 with the Famous Hour. So simple matchup again, giving momentum to the baby faces here. Billy Gunn gets a good win on his return, protects Matt Hardy to an extent. Shannon takes the pinfall and continues our storyline in the cruiserweight division. So B-71. Then have an exceptional matchup that saw Edge defeat Kurt Angle in 14:40 with a fast roll up. So could we be set in stone for a little bit of a feud here? B-78 because of the limited time given to it, not over 60 minutes, and we're still waiting for a storyline in place. See there, 84 for Edge, 93 for Angle, and yeah, Angle was quite happy to put Edge over, which I was delighted to see, even without being protected. So hopefully something good in the future from them. After the matchup, Kurt Angle takes a temper tantrum, as you would. He's pissed off he's just lost the Edge when he's trying to reclaim the WWE Championship. That was a B-82. And our main event for the evening, an exceptional matchup, saw the Big Show defeat The Undertaker in 14:02 when The Undertaker was counted out. It says attacked, it's down as distracted. We'll say he didn't attack him, we distracted him. Taker distracted by Lesnar. A B-78, lack of selling in this matchup, but two good performances. The WWE title storyline had advanced. You can see there, distracted, not attacked, so game. That didn't happen. So I think you can see where we're going here. We're going to go Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker. Lesnar doesn't turn heel just yet, but he cuts a promo after the match just saying, Taker, I just want that WWE Championship, and I'll do whatever it takes to get that around my waist. So promo wins the show, finish it with a B+85, finish the show with a B81. No specific comments to be made about the show, meaning we don't lose, although we don't gain any pop. Overall, I think that's a good way forward on SmackDown. Taker versus Lesnar, and a couple of feuds in the mid-card as well, which is good to see. Dreading this. So the Charlie Haas, thank God. In case it was another somebody taking wellness policy violation or something. So not too bad. 7. So do we bring up Mordecai? That is a question for another episode. Overall, let's have a look. Johnny Stamboli and Shannon Moore they don't like. That's fair enough. So the main thing we wanted to check, of course, was the injury to Eddie Guerrero. 4 days, fine. Not a niggle. Austin's back. So for our next episode, next week, I'll have both of them back in action. So that's good to see. Excellent. So yeah, as I say, it's been pretty decent. A good start to the run to Vengeance. It is, I think, this 4th week of July. So yeah, you get another 5-week build, and hopefully we can put on a great pay-per-view. If we can get a bit more depth to rosters, look at doing single branded pay-per-views, but we'll stay dual branded for the meantime. So as always, thanks for watching, much appreciated for sticking with it. Hopefully I'll see you next week for the next episode in The Evolution, will be televised. And remember, Evolution will be there, 1000th episode of SmackDown. Easy. Bye bye.